up, but a utility jungler can just choke you slowly but surely like a vice grip.
I mean, I still remember the previous meta, right? It really boils down to like we've seen these matchups time and time again. Where that's why these utility tank junglers were so effective, because it's just how do you punish them? You have all this damage, you make a mechanical mistake, and I can just eat the damage, make a mechanical mistake, and still kill you.
Which makes this a scary thought. It's like the metas of 2023 and 2021 are clashing in one matchup here in Game 2. Falcons Apbren versus Cloud9. Here we go. Mobazen secures both his buffs so far, while Kyle TZ is still trying to get his.
I mean, he is power farming, right? He is quickly trying to be as efficient as possible, leaving the very small camps to pick up later on, because he knows that Falcons Apbren, they want to get aggressive here, right? And Mobazen wants to be ahead of the curve, which he is right now.
Currently about 200 gold ahead of Kyle TZ, who is taking his sweet time. Both junglers now working on small camps, but mind you, Kyle TZ is still behind, folks, despite... Oh, basic.
Oh, man, Supermarco was playing this lane perfectly. He's got a slow push on his side, even throws out the taunt knowing that he's basically won this lane. Like, basic, he's got to land a really good synchro fissure.
Yep. And we'll check in on mid now. There you go. There's the Mount Shocker. Able to check in on everyone, Flap TZ. Putting down the damage on to Mielo, the GOAT. And finally, they're at level parity, but still XP lead on Mobazen.
Yep, he's been able to clear out pretty much all of his camps in, honestly, quick fashion, and even picking up on the gold crab, well, technically river crab, on towards the gold lane instead of passing it over to basic. They've made sure that Mobazen is going to be scaling really, really quick, and I think that's a good idea, but that's on the assumption that their laners are going to be all right, and considering basic's current standings against Supermarco, it's not looking good.
Check this out. Falcons Apbren everywhere right now. All 4 members here. Oh, there's the Earthshatter onward.
Oh, he flickers away. Penalty zone's on top of it, but that just means that he's going to get just run down by Flap TZ. Even the Feathered Airstrike kind of in a weird position. They needed to make a call there because for sure you could see that Mobazen didn't really want to be part of that fight anyways, so they should have just backed up. Maybe slow it down, I guess, but when you're at 50% HP, it's just too dangerous.
The question is, where does that leave Mielo? Was he necessarily supposed to stand around there? Did he want to put up vision? Did Mobazen need it?
I suppose he didn't need it at all, to be fair, right? He just needs to make sure that they can slow down Kyle and make sure that MOBA has tempo, which I think he has right now, but at what cost, right?
Yeah, there's a stolen small camp away from Kyle TZ. And they do win the Little Wanderer, so that's extra vision, extra mana, extra move speed alongside the river to continue Mobazen's power farming, which is now put him in range of, I'd say, maybe 300, 400 gold away from a War Axe.
Yep, and he's picking up, like, farm from the mid lane, too. Like, they are supercharging him right now. They are injecting him with as much gold as possible to get him to where he needs to be as soon as possible. And I think that, even so, right, Mielo has taken too much damage. Now, the only way you can really get that big surge of gold is when you start invading your opponent and steal away their resources. And yes, Mobazen does have tempo on Falcons Apbren for now, but the side lanes cannot back him up on the invade.
Nope, he's on his own. He's in that little chamber, ready to pop out like Weapon X maybe after 4 or 5 minutes from now. There's the War Axe, but he definitely needs one more. I think he needs one more to really punish whoever comes in. And there's the Mount Shocker checking in. How's everybody? Where y'all at? Okay, I can take this purple and then maybe contest, but knowing what Cloud9 is going through right now, what they have on the board, I don't think they'll even fight for the second turtle.
Yeah. I like the way that Falcons Apbren are dealing with Mountain Shocker, right? Because, oh, wait, hold on. Simon Force has already been popped. It's 2v1 up on that top side of basic. He's trying to get on out of there, but he's getting a little low. Ogun, again, plays it really well, but here comes the cavalry here as Mark QT is able to find the trade back. Supermarco, honestly, kind of beating out his friend just to get a free kill.
Yeah. Still, I think that's a win for Falcons Apbren. Oh, no, Supermarco! Taken down, and down bottom, the trade.
Yep, and we're seeing trades all across the board here. I was about to say, hold your breath, because Mobazen and the rest of the gang are coming up to that top side, but they will get that tier 1, and in the meantime, Kyle gonna quickly run up and hopefully save this tower.
Nope. Unless Kyle TZ coming through, looking for the charge.
Uh-oh.
There's the stun. Fuse in trouble.
All right, gets away from the Appraiser's Wrath at the very least. Mobazen still alive. Mountain Chakra to reconfirm positions. In view, he cannot let go of the left stick. Mobazane now in some trouble as, oh, like it pounds as well. Supermarco finds it. Great microwing from Falcons Apbren.
Whole world maybe 2 or 3 seconds away from a response. He does not have the wild charge, so not much he could have done to save his jungler. Now it's Kyle Deezy's turn to dig into Mobazane's farm as there's a turtle spawning in about a minute. This puts Falcons Apbren up by about 1,000 gold. That's what happens when you shut down Mobazane's power farming. The fact that he hasn't been on the map for like 20-30 seconds means that the lead for Falcons Apbren will slowly balloon up, close the gap, even push him further.
I mean, let's think of it this way, right? It's like music. He's 2 steps ahead, but now FCAP, wait, hold on. Full world, no, still gets it. I mean, Mobazane is still making sure that he is still on top of that retry. He is a full level ahead and make sure he says, hey, get out of my jungle, this is my property. But as I was saying, it's all about that tempo, right? C9, we're 2 steps ahead, and then with that 1 kill on Mobazane, they fall back 1.
Here's another Mountain Shocker. Checking in on positioning. Wild charge!
It hits on towards Ogren's side. Earthshatter doesn't connect as well as Basic leaps past him, but away from the Salmon Force. The key doesn't slow Ogwen down. They do lose that tier 1 regardless, but even so, at the very least, they don't give another kill over.
All right, FCAP on the defense up top.
Oh, Supermarco, interesting, turned into the Lycan. Didn't think he wanted to pounce there, but I also think that Supermarco wasn't expecting that many people to show up.
All right, for the first time in this 6.5-minute game, looks like Cloud9 are looking to ready themselves up for a turtle fight. Unless they want to pick off first in mid. Ogren walks into a bush.
Yeah, Kohler's got to get out of there. Flapteasy has been having the time of his life with Niello, really abusing him there. Oh man, he's getting, as soon as that heat gauge is maxed out, he is getting chunked out. But the real question is who is going to get this turtle. Mobazane doesn't have to contest for this, but then again, there's nothing in his jungle to farm. He could try, but he's walking away, wants to be able to create some distance here as Falcons now going to put their attention towards the top side of the map.
Oh no, Mielo's in trouble. Earthshatter.
Yep, and even the Praise's Wrath coming out. Penalty zone as well. I would say that recalling at this point of time is worse than dying. You just lose so much more, right? Last Insanity gonna come out from Flapteasy. He's totally fine.
They're fine. Forcing out a DPZ from Yellow. At least he didn't have to use his flicker. So a defensive rotation from Cloud9 right now. Whole world gets Gogwin.
Oh, okay. I mean, I wasn't expecting that to happen. Cold World committing a lot of his spells onto the Edith, who hasn't gotten out, and better yet, very good from Ogwen's side. Not losing his cool. He just didn't even bother to flicker. Just, oh, Primal Wrath, get out of there, stretch my hands, do some cardio, get back to what we're good at.
You mentioned cardio. I think there's a lot of cardio happening right now, meaning a lot of movements with really no violence, right? No payoff. Again, sending him home is the best case scenario. And so far, Falcons Apbren, despite there being more of a basic, forcing out a last Insanity from Flap.
Oh, they could have punished there, but luckily Flap preemptively going for the flicker, knowing that he's in range of the Feather Airstrike. Is Kyle looking for an opportunity to punish basically. Praise's Wrath is good, but Supermarco does not want to dive in just yet. Mark QT holding the nuclear option at bay.
Again, cardio. They're just jogging around each other, moving around, playing footsies, forcing out a response from Ogwen. The flicker already spent out. Lord coming up in 30 seconds. To be fair, even if Falcons Apbren are looking at a 2,000 gold lead here, and again, the map looking mighty red. So far, they can make their way towards any objectives that they want without much of a punish from Cloud9. I think this Lord is contestable.
It's definitely contestable, right? Let's just compare the stats ups right now. 2 towers to 2 towers, 3 turtles to 0, and I think that's the only real difference that these two teams have in terms of economy. It's just 3 turtles.
The farm is on the right places for Falcons Apbren. Marco had a basic, few ahead of Marcuity, and that's all you need really, because Kyle's playing a very different game now than he was in game 1.
Yeah, and I think the next problem is about to occur. Like, Flapteasy is going to be an issue here, and they're going to have to like trade a resource, and I'm thinking that maybe it's going to be that Feather Airstrike, but they need that Feather Airstrike for later down the line when they have to deal with that Netherrealm, right? So this is a 2-layered problem, as now we get into the fight. Ogwen, you forced to use the Primal Wrath very early. Salmon Force coming out basically a little early here, but Kyle, great game sense, locks him down, forces the Purify, instantly takes him out with the Primal Wrath. Nicely done as they get on out of there. Sorry, the Appraiser's Wrath. As we see Flapteasy try to get on out of there. Nah, Few, as much as he wants to save his boy, the Netherrealm only has so much HP, but they do push C9 away from the Lord.
There's that signature clean Filipino play style. We get a trade, we get the Lord, we walk out, we don't force anything else. Falcons Apbren pushing the envelope, even taking a mid lane tier 1. Now again, a check-in on the farm here. Now even Flap is way ahead of Mielo. So again, can confirm the goal is where it needs to be.
Yeah, kind of interesting build coming in from Mark QT. Opts to go for the Genius Wand, right? Genius Wand on top of Sork Shoes, and then goes for the Blood Wings.
We haven't seen Genius Wand in a while.
Is it necessary in this case? I feel like maybe in the earlier stages of the game, he is 1-0-1. I don't blame him, but I do think that maybe even a Lightning Truncheon might have done him a little justice, but now this is what we were expecting to see. Falcons Apbren now becoming the hydraulic press, slowly putting the pressure on C9.
Yep, the vice grip on these resources that's going to close the gap between Mobazane and Kyle TZ. And now, checking in. All right, I think Mobazane found out what he already knew anyways. Like, he just saw the rotation from Falcons Apbren, so I think there's a part of him that's using that to clear the wave. So is this Feathered Airstrike.
Yep, I mean, it's a good way to do it, right? Keep as many of your structures alive as possible. Do not give Falcons Apbren more control over this map, as the tier 2s are going to get knocked. And I mean, as long as they have a couple still standing, as long as they have their inhibitors, it's not the worst thing in the world, right? It's only 11 minutes into the game. It's not over just yet.
With 4K ahead, especially with Cloud9 having a core in the jungle, a true core, who hasn't really died as much. Again, one death on Mobazane isn't the end of the world, but now the concealed play from Ogwin.
Could this be a potential flicker here? The Earth Shatter's already out, but they want to zone them away. Mountain Shocker revealing all their positions, but they're going to use the Feather Airstrike off of cooldown to clear the wave once more.
It's the same combo again, the Feathered Shocker between Mark Cutie and Mobazane to clear the waves. And look at this! Cold World from the back!
Oh, penalty zone as well onto Ogwin's side, but here comes Kyle, as well as Flap TZ to zone away the back line to isolate their targets as Basic left all by himself, forced to dash back out of the situation.
That was a genius move, well orchestrated by the roamer of Cloud9. But again, it just led to, Supermarco coming for the chase!
He finds one here. And a fun fact while we're at it, that Yishin Shin was last picked by Sans during MSC 2022 when he was still playing as a jungler.
See, it's been that long. It's been that long. MSC 2022 held in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, in the Maya Tech Studios. That was a long time ago.
Very long time ago. Actually, the debut, Naisu's very first international, as a matter of fact. Kind of funny if you think about it, right? 8 more seconds.
Reminisce on that, Joseph.
Mr. Rezebek, the building. Now, 3 more seconds until the Lord actually spawns here. And once it's up, I think that C9 really have to make some decisions, because unfortunately, this is going to be empowered, and it's going to have that ramming capability, which is great for taking down inhibitors.
If they don't contest this, if Falcons Apbren walk away with this, best believe mid lane tier 2's gone,
no.
maybe even an inhibitor. Cold World looking for an angle. Few Ogwin and Flap coming in, the secure by Kyle TZ, forcing Basic to drop the Z-Force.
Yep, and Mielo has to use the penalty zone defensively here as the Mountain Shocker finally comes out. All of this because they saw Mark QT show up on the top side of the map, and Falcons Apbren just blitz the Lord.
And here we go, the aforementioned push on that tier 2 in mid. Lord spawning in about 10 seconds from now. I think Falcons Apbren can use this while to take some time.
Whoa! The Zaman Force backwards, but now the Feather Airstrike looks good. Netherrealm comes out to save the members of Falcons Apbren. Whoa! The emergency eject button as no.
Marco!
How? Why? And he TPs on him right in front of his doorstep.
Just for style.
He just pulled the rug, the home rug underneath Basic.
To be fair, a sudden team fight like that does not happen without a backup plan from Falcons Apbren. Cloud9, I'm sure, if they saw that the Zaman Force could have been sat on for maybe 2 more seconds, maybe they would have had that kind of response. But for Falcons Apbren, they saw Basic was standing around.
I mean, I think Basic was confident he could win that 1v1. He wasn't expecting Super.
Have a Purify.
He does have a Purify, but in the 1v1 against Supermarco, like, Supermarco isn't going in for no reason. But now, speaking of which, Lord already cracking down on that Crystal. Mid inhibitor still alive, and Falcons Apbren just going to have to back away. Looking for an opportunity to crack another inhibitor would be nice, but looks like C9 is on top of it. Great high ground defense from Cloud9.
Pushing out Falcons Apbren from their base. Mobazane spots looking for it. Pops another realm.
I mean, they've built some heat onto Basic, but so far, so good. It looks, I mean, I'm gonna say this. Falcons Apbren, this is not looking like this is the polar opposite of TLPH. TLPH was a spin on that thing kind of team. And Falcons Apbren, they really take their time. They're really using their lats, going back and forth all the time and making sure that this is going to be a clean game.
It's a slow burn is what they're doing. It's not just an all-in-one, you get everything you want. But now, Mielo gets spotted. Even these fights are going slower, huh? It's been a while since we've seen this metagame. Moonton has really done well to change the way we play MLBB.
I suppose. I mean, this is very, honestly, the way Falcons Apbren is very reminiscent of what the previous patch used to be. But at this point of time, I have to give it a C9, though. The fact that they're holding out in this manner, there is an opportunity to really turn things around. And we're getting to the final builds.
Look at this. Few Idle Nama kids are picking up the Lantern. Again, that's going to hurt against Mielo, going to hurt against Cold World. Oh, even Vs is going to think twice about it. He's going to get some tick damage.
I suppose. I think that C9 are also... Wait, hold on. Basic, now maybe in some trouble. Has to use Examine Force. Last Insanity does come out, but Basic ooh, hold on. Now with the Feather Edge into the Mountain Shocker. Now the Realm does come down. Immortality. Whoa, yeah. Whoa! Oh my God! Supermarco flickers forward. He wants another one. Give it to him. Holy cow! As he fights two in the middle of all 5 members of C9. Make it a triple, and now they're cracking down on the Crystal. If they keep up the heat, they might be able to make a Maniac just in time here, and that's what Supermarco wants. He goes in, finds another one. Maniac, give him the savage underneath it. Come on, dive him. They're gonna try. Mark UD says no.
The Bees in